Gentlemen, gentlemen, gentlemen. We are back with another live stream. Let's make sure our levels are proper. I hope I'm not blowing your ears out right now. It should be at 55. Yep. Okay, we're good. So, once again, per usual, we're going to get right into a 12-man team draft. This is just what we're doing while we're waiting for the new puppy draft to come out. I'm pretty sure they're going to come out with another one, but we'll just have to wait and see. In the meantime, we're going to get practice in while we draft on these 12-team leagues. Now, you don't have to go for the super unique, super exclusive builds with these drafts because you're only competing against 12 people as opposed to 111,000 people. So just got to get in there, get a solid draft, get a good team, and should be good. I drafted two teams today during the day. So I'm gonna show you them while we wait. I actually like both of them for different reasons. One is kind of like a young gun team. So if some of these rookies, yeah, is that it? Yeah, some of these rookies pan out, then we should be looking pretty good. So I think that's this team. So we started off at quarterback with Lamar Jackson, and then we punted our backup quarterbacks into our last two picks with Marcus Mariota and Baker Mayfield, betting that Baker Mayfield gets picked up by or traded to the Carolina Panthers, which I have a good feeling he will. And this will make a little bit more sense as we go through the rest of the team. So Najee Harris and Joe Mixon were our first two picks. So we punted running back a little bit deeper, out to the 86th pick. There you can see it now. To Miles Sanders, grab Brian Robinson and Marlon Mack. And then this is why we have Baker Mayfield. We have DJ Moore as our first wide receiver. And then this draft, we just went all like average, middle of the pack wide receivers and just hammered them in the middle rounds. So we have DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, Brandon Ayuk, Garrett Wilson, Christian Watson, Devontae Parker, Johan Dotson, and Alec Pierce. So a lot of young guys here. And then we have Kyle Pitts and Robert Tonyan. Kyle Pitts being the reason that we went with the Marcus Mariota stack, and we could get him in those super late rounds. This next draft is about to start, so I'm going to try to hurry up through this. But Russell Wilson, Matt Stafford, stacked with Jerry Jeudy and Tyler Higbee. And then we have at running back Derrick Henry, Javonte Williams, Kenneth Walker, James Cook, Raheem Mostert. Wide receivers being Mike Evans, Jerry Jeudy, Gabe Davis, Drake London, Corey Davis, Robbie Anderson, Curtis Samuel, Brian Edwards, Gronk, Pat, and then we already talked about Tyler Higbee. So those are the two teams we drafted during the day. I like both of them, but they're both very different. So we're going to get into today's draft. Let's see what pick we're picking, and we are at the 101, folks. I think that's the first time in streaming history that we have gotten the first pick. Now, the question is, do we just keep it simple and go JT? Or do we switch it up and go CMC? Now, if you know me at all, this should be an easy answer. I'm not considering Cooper Kupp at the first pick. I just can't do it. You can tell me if I'm crazy or not, but I really can't do Cooper Kupp at the first pick. Christian McCaffrey, it's very possible that if he stays healthy, he stays the number one. He just the number one running back for years to come, and it breaks fantasy football, and we're all sitting here feeling stupid for passing on him at the first pick. But we are going to go Jonathan Taylor. I am just not sure who Christian McCaffrey will be with. His workload should be diminished, and we don't know if he's going to stay healthy. So we're going to go with that. Jamar Chase goes off the board second, which is, I don't think personally I've ever seen that. I know it's happened plenty before, but I personally don't think I've seen that one. I've seen Justin Jefferson go second. I've seen, CMC. Yeah, that's probably it. Go second. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor if someone else goes first, but Jamar Chase's second is pretty interesting, and I'm sure Phantom XXIV is feeling pretty good about getting Cooper Kupp at number 3. So So we're gonna start with JT. I really don't have a lot of exposure to the first pick. We've been getting a lot of second round picks or second overall picks lately, as you would have seen in the past streams. But and obviously a lot of the same strategies apply to the first pick than the second, but it is a little bit different for a number of different reasons. So we're gonna see how this pans out. We're gonna get a little bit of practice. I think honestly this is gonna come as like a maybe a surprise to some of you, but I think the 101 is at an extreme disadvantage. To have basically 24 picks, I guess 22 picks, where you're just sitting idle and waiting to see what happens and also planning ahead for the next 22 picks. Um that's tough. That's tough, and it's really easy to mess up if you're not on your P's and Q's. So luckily we're sitting here, we're locked in. We're gonna nail this draft. I have a feeling because we've had some previous drafts. Maybe the last 2 out of 4 have just been botched. So we're gonna come in here and we're gonna lock this draft down and we're gonna make it our bitch. It's a first for everything in this draft, and take note of this. Mark Andrews goes in the first round, which I haven't personally seen before either. And with Mark Andrews going in the first round, with Jamar Chase going in the second pick, with Derrick Henry and Najee Harris going before Austin Eckler, I think we're in for some pretty good values. I think this is setting up for a draft that may have some scrubs in here, and we might be able to get some steals. So let's stay on our toes. Let's lock it in, and we're going to get some practice. And this team that we're about to draft is going to be one of our best ones yet. I don't know why I have that feeling, but I do. This is a start. This is a start on the 12th, 13th pick that I've been trying to go for a while. I don't know why. I know why I like it so much, but the Devontae Adams, CeeDee Lamb start I've been really trying for. And I think the reason is because Devontae and CeeDee Lamb are both, I think they're going to be top 5 wide receivers. But the thing that I find most attractive about them in this situation and when you have them teamed up is that you can punt quarterback pretty far. I mean, Dak Prescott's going to be your first quarterback pick, and that's not going to be till 86. And then you don't have to get Derek Carr till 107. So it kind of frees up the first 5-6 rounds to not have to worry about a quarterback and still be very confident in your team. So I've been really looking for that start, and I still haven't got it. And you know, again, I've been very vocal that 12. This is my favorite pick. I hate 101. I love 1201 or 1012 or 112. So as far as anyone else falling to us, it doesn't look like everything else afterwards has looked pretty normal. It's kind of all shaken out pretty average. So we're going to look for a running back in one of these 2 picks, so we don't have to worry about that for a while. And then we're just going to hammer wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver. So let's go to the board. Let's look at the options we have available right here. Someone go, who was that? Someone goes Nick Chubb ahead of Saquon. Okay. Okay. Let's see who Chicana. Let's see who they go with, because that will heavily drive who our next pick is. Let's do this real quick. Our next pick is 48. 48. All right, that's the range. 48. That's the range. 48. This is the range. Got it. He went Tyreek Hill. Okay. And Saquon. Wait, what? So we're going to go Saquon right here. We know we want him. But the second option is we're not certain on, but we have an idea. We're thinking between T. Higgins and Keenan Allen. Now, let's look at our Justin Herbert is 44. Joe Burrow is 68. We're going to go Keenan Allen. Don't have any Keenan Allen. I think Keenan Allen is a great player or a great fantasy player to have on your team for a different reason than a lot of other players. Now, when you have players like Tyreek Hill, like Mike Williams, even AJ Brown and T Higgins, you have that 40-point week seal. Like you can hit 40 points with those players for sure. But you're gonna also have weeks where you're at like 5 points. And you're gonna have total flop weeks. The thing about Keenan Allen is he is not, at least not as common. He's not gonna give you the 40-point weeks, like the absolute blow up weeks, but you can pretty much count on him to give you 15 to 25 points every single week. So it's a little different. I think you do need some support in big play wide receivers with him. But as a number one wide receiver, as a potential Justin Herbert stack, Justin Herbert has the potential of being the quarterback one. I'm not saying that's my prediction. I'm just saying that is definitely in the range of outcomes. So we're gonna go for that stack, obviously, but I definitely like that start. And when you're starting behind players like Jonathan Taylor and Saquon Barkley, you're looking pretty good. If Saquon Barkley can stay healthy, then this team is about to be locked and loaded to bring us home $20, which sounds like nothing, but when you put $3 in, that is what, multiplying your money by 6, 5, 6, and we're doing tons of these drafts, so any made money is good money. So we are looking for dubs all over the place. We're looking for number one spots. While we're in this lull, I'll bring up the big board and I will inform you of something that you probably don't know. This website is called underdogfantasy.com. Now, if you want to sign up, any deposit from $10 to $100 will get match 100% on your first deposit. Use code FFX54. That'll support me. You'll get your free money, and you can hop in here and have some fun. Now, we're looking ahead. James Conner is going in the range he usually does. Javonte Williams, he falls a little bit, but not by much. Cortland Sutton goes very early, which I can't blame him because I think Cortland Sutton definitely has an extremely high ceiling, but I'm just not there. I'm more of a Jerry Jeudy fan. I think that he's going to take over, and I think what a lot of people are doing with the Broncos here is with Russell Wilson coming in, what they're doing is they're comparing Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy by size to who they think is going to compare to DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, right? So they're saying, well, Cortland Sutton is going to be the DK and Jerry Jeudy is going to be the Tyler Lockett. And I think it's a natural reaction to have based on their size. But I can tell you, I think the skill says otherwise. And I think that Jerry Jeudy can do it all. I think he can catch the deep ball, and I think he runs great routes. So if I'm going to bet on one of the Denver Broncos wide receivers, which I am, it's always going to be Jerry Jeudy. So taking Cortland Sutton this early, I'm never going to do it, but I can't blame the guy. And we have a large run at running back here at the end of the third and into the fourth, which is pushing players like DJ Moore, Terry McLaurin, Marquise Brown, Jalen Waddle off into the middle of the fourth. Now, what this is going to do is you bitch. All right, he goes Justin Herbert. That's who we were trying to get a stack with. But, as I always say, we're just going to keep it rolling. More wide receivers that we'll take. We're going to take players that we think we might be able to get potential stacks with. So we'll probably double up on wide receiver on this turn here. And I think we're in a good spot to do so. And we might have wanted to do it anyways because being that there was this bigger run of running backs over here, the 3-4 turn, we may get some value falling to us. So let's look at the board. Let's see who's up. And yeah, we're looking at that Jerry Jeudy range. So if he falls to us, given that we're talking about him and that I do believe in him, I'll prove to you how much I actually believe in him. And we're going to take Jerry Jeudy. Psych. We're not taking Jerry Jeudy. Now, let me think. I think they will go with Breece Hall or David Montgomery just because they have 0 running backs and 3 wide receivers. They may go George Kittle. I would be shocked, not shocked, but surprised if they went wide receiver here, but we'll just have to wait and see. And I only say that because I know what my picks are going to be. I think. So he does go Deontay Johnson. Okay. So we're at the turn. So we have to think a little bit further out than other picks would have to. So I'm gonna do something here that's gonna surprise a few of you guys. And the reason I'm gonna do it, the reason it may surprise you is because it's a little bit of a reach. We're here at pick 48, and I'm reaching up to 52 for Lamar. But he's not gonna be around when the turn or when our next picks come through. And I want to do this because I think to get a Lamar Jackson, Rashad Bateman stack, you have to do it at one of the turns, and you probably have to reach a little bit because they are so close in ADP that if you're in the middle of the if you're picks 5 through 11, 5 through 12 even, honestly, then you're really not going to be able to get that stack, and I haven't been able to get that stack quite yet until now. So I actually like that, and what this will also do is we can punt quarterback, till late. Like I'm talking 16, 17. Like I'm not looking to take another quarterback again until way later because personally, and I shouldn't say this when I'm talking about it, but personally, I think that Lamar Jackson is ready for another MVP type season. I think he's been getting far too much hate on a season that he was injured, that he didn't, and when he wasn't injured, when he didn't have a supporting cast. So I'm gonna bet on Lamar Jackson. And when you have a player of that caliber performing at that level, at the level I think he will perform, then you're really counting on his scores counting at the quarterback position because only one counts. It's not super flex. Only one score counts at the quarterback position. And when we're betting on Lamar, when we're reaching on him a little bit at the fourth round and into the fifth, then that's the bet we're making. We're making the bet that we think he's going to have an amazing season, and because of that bet, getting another quarterback right away is almost useless because his floor is so high based off of his rushing ability and based off the points. Even if the Ravens have a terrible game and lose 7-40, Lamar's still going to get his 50 rushing yards. He's still going to get a touchdown or two. He's still going to have some stats just because the entire offense is run through him. So that's the bet I'm making here. And what we're going to do, what our strategy is going to be moving forward is we'll see how the tight ends shake out because tight ends, I kind of just keep punting until I just get a value I like because usually you can get a value at tight end. But until then, we're just going to hammer wide receivers, and then we're kind of going to treat running back like tight end, where if we see a good value and a player that we like, we'll take him. But our main priority here is just going to be hammering these wide receivers. And I've talked about it before, but with the running backs, I'm really not interested in picking any up after Josh Jacobs. There's a massive drop off of where you just go through all these handcuff running backs. You go through A.J. Dillon, Alexander Mattison, Damian Harris's. Like, I'm not interested in that range. What I'm interested in is getting 2 solid running backs in the first 3 rounds and then hammering let's go here. And then grabbing players like I'll take Isaiah Spiller. I'll take Melvin Gordon. I'll take James Cook, Chase Edmonds, Kareem Hunt. Like, that's the range I look to get some supporting cast. But when you take 2 running backs in your first 3 rounds, taking more after that, in my opinion, is just a waste. And you may say, oh, well, Saquon Barkley he might get injured too. But guys, the thing about these drafts is if you have that severe of a concern about injury to where you want to pad in these other high pick running backs just in case, then just don't bet on them in the first place because you end up ruining your team and chasing the positions that you punted to choose that third running back option. So like if you pick the third running back over a really good wide receiver, then you're going to be chasing wide receiver for the rest of the draft. So if you think he's going to get hurt, don't make the bet. Make the bet on somebody else. But we're betting on Saquon Barkley here because of his ceiling. And I'm one of them. I do think that I am a little nervous about his injury history, but once you hit that draft button on the player, you're all in. You're all in, and you can't draft the rest of your team accordingly, counting on players to get injured. So David Montgomery fell a little bit, but he got scooped as expected. Yeah, there was a huge running back run here. And I mean, I said the drop off was with Josh Jacobs because he is the lowest ADP other than Antonio Gibson. But Antonio Gibson we have zero faith in him. Absolutely no faith. So we're never drafting Antonio Gibson. So we're 3 picks away right now. And like I said, we're looking for that wide receiver option. Now, if Dalton Schultz falls to us, we will take him. I think his ADP is 70, I want to say. And he goes, psych. We will not take him. So we're going to go double up on wide receiver right here. No doubt. We are just deciding who we want. We went with the younger team earlier. Let's go with the old boys. We're going to go with Michael Thomas. Is this bad? This might be... I was going to go Michael Thomas, DeAndre Hopkins, but having 2 players that aren't going to be there for the beginning of the season, I don't think I can do that. So I think what we're actually going to do here is we will go Treylon Burks. I didn't think that I was going to say that. But I was just thinking through it. I was almost went Devontae Smith was my second option. I think Devontae Smith is going to have a lot easier time getting free, and I think it's very possible he has a breakout season, and puts up stats. But being that we went Michael Thomas, who's going to be out for the beginning of the season, and obviously will be putting up no points, we decided to go Treylon Burks, who is most likely going to have a very good beginning of the season because Robert Woods won't be there, and he will be pretty much the only receiving option in Tennessee. So we're trying to compensate there a little bit. Like I said, we were going to go DeAndre Hopkins and Michael Thomas, but when you have 2 players that are going to miss the first 6 weeks on the same team as your two of your top 4 wide receivers, I don't know. And the reason, I think you can make it work. I will say, I think you can make it work. But personally, I was feeling like I was going to be chasing to compensate for that because it was in my head that I'd rather just pass and get someone that I can be more comfortable with putting up points and free me up to make decisions based on value later on as opposed to decisions based on chasing and trying to fix problems that I felt like I made early. So that's why we did that. This also sets us up for doing a possible Ryan Tannehill stack. I told you I'm going to punt the second quarterback till late. So 183. Let's see if we're anywhere near that. And we're really not, to be honest. And I'm not going to reach on him at 169, and he's probably not going to make it back at 192. So this is why I don't really like the range that we talked about. Being pick number 1 or 2. So I don't know. I probably won't get the Ryan Tannehill stack, but again, that's not going to make or break this team. So I'm really not too broken up about it. And we have Michael Thomas, so we could even look for something like a Jameis Winston stack at some point. We're really not too concerned about that here. Let's see. 145. Yeah, I'm not going to reach on him either, to be honest with you. We're just going to get a good value when it falls to us. Like I said, Lamar Jackson's who we're counting on. So anyone other than him, I'm not super worried about. We have a little bit of quarterback runs here, making up for lost time. I've always been very vocal that I think the quarterback drop off is right at Aaron Rodgers. I think he's the last solid quarterback that you can get until it falls off into, I don't know. I mean, Derek Carr I think he's a sleeper, so you can throw him in there if you want to. But after that, you get into the quarterbacks that their best games are going to be 20-point games. So that's why I think it's so important to get your running back early. And if you don't have to get it like in the Lamar Jackson range. You can wait till like I also like to go double up at 6 and 7 and just go with like a Russell Wilson, Tom Brady stack with like a Jerry Jeudy and a Mike Evans or something like that. So you don't have to get one this high, but you really want to get, if you get a lower first quarterback, you kind of want to get another quarterback before the 100th pick. I think that makes sense. If it doesn't, let me know. I can answer that again, but that's how I feel about it. Again, we are learning as we go. These are all just hypotheses, and we're gonna see how it works out. Now, I'm not gonna say they're uneducated guesses because I do think that I have a lot of reason behind the picks that I do, but we definitely, experience is not our strong suit here. So we have plenty to learn, and I think we have learned a lot in the first 50 drafts that we've done. I think we're getting close to 50. I'd have to double check. I'm sorry I keep playing with this, but this windscreen is so big, but I feel like you have to have it. I don't know, like when I say my P's, if I don't have that, it's like this really loud pop. So I feel like I have to use it because I don't really have the most expensive mic. And I think it sounds the best like this. And I would much rather it sound better for you guys and have this huge thing in front of my face than it sound like shit. So we went 4 wide receivers. We're feeling pretty good about our wide receiver room at this point. So if I see a tight end and a running back that I like in this range, we'll take them. But again, I'm not going to reach. And I mean, I may reach a pick or two being in the position that we are as far as the order of the draft. But I'm not going to be super pressed. If I have to take another wide receiver, we will, I guess is what I'm saying. Now, we're in 3 picks. Let's see the range we're in. And we're actually in a pretty good range for tight ends and quarterbacks. I mean, running backs. Our next pick is going to be 120. So what range does that look like? 120 is a wide receiver range. And that's the other thing too, is like when you get this experience, you learn ranges that you like certain positions at. So I'm okay. I'm okay doubling up on running back here. Damian Harris or Kareem Hunt? I think we go Damian Harris. Cordero, I feel like his regression is going to have a severe decline. So I haven't been taking him. Although it gave us a second chance here. I think we're going to stick with what our choice was there. We're going to stick with our choice and go Damian Harris. This frees us up the option to stop here at running back. We really don't have to take another running back when our first 4 are Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley, Kareem Hunt, and Damian Harris. All running back ones other than Kareem Hunt, but Kareem Hunt has running back 1 potential. He could get traded. Nick Chubb could get hurt. And even if none of that happens, he still is in the running back 20 range and will give you spike weeks that will count. So we have a lot of potential here sitting in the running back room. So I'm okay with just maybe we go double tight end next turn. Although I will say I did like that wide receiver range. So maybe not. 120 and then 145. Let's see those ranges again. 120, I just really do like the wide receivers here. So I'm probably going to go wide receivers, and then 145. Yeah, 145 we'll go. I like these. We'll probably take 2 tight ends here at 145. So I would prefer Irv Smith and Robert Tonyan if we can get them, and then maybe grab like a Braven Jordan at the end. But if I have to choose Cole Kmet, then I will. That'll be fine. And I think between those 2 players, they can put up the majority of the weeks, and then we'll pick up Braven Jordan to maybe pick up the slack on a down week or 2. I think Braven Jordan is a sneaky pick that you can get at the very end of the draft. And what I want to say this now, and it applies to the Baker Mayfield, Marcus Mariota picks that I showed you at the beginning of the stream. A lot of people don't scroll down below pick 216. They just stop. So they'll go down to 216 ADP. And not even usually. They'll usually go down to like right here. Not even down there. They'll go to like here. Like this is the lowest that they'll see. But if you keep scrolling, there's players down here that you can count on stealing every time. If you need a third quarterback, you can grab a Mitchell Trubisky or Baker Mayfield. Trey McBride, I've seen people grab him. Let's see what else we got. I saw someone grab Amari Rodgers, and it shocked me because I thought it just said A. Rodgers. I thought it was Aaron Rodgers on the Packers, and I was like, "There's no way he's in the 18th round right now," and he wasn't. It was Amari Rodgers. You can even grab a Jimmy Garoppolo if you're betting on him being on a different team. Braxton Berrios is a really big sleeper. I've been seeing people talk about him. So my point is, you can find some people down here that you can talk yourself into, and if you talk yourself into some of these people down here, then you can pretty much count on getting them every time. So just take a look is what I'm saying. I'm not promising you that there's some league winners down there, but there very well could be. Very well could be. Yeah. And I also have some really good news for you guys. Really good news, like best news of my day. I'll say that. I went to Dairy Queen last night, and you could say that I secured the bag, and the bag that I secured was a Dairy Queen large blizzard, and it was a limited edition drumstick flavor, like the drumstick cones you get like in the freezer. So it was just crushed up waffle cone, peanuts, chocolate. Like it was, oh my God, it was so good, but it was so rich. So I ate half, and now I have half left. So I hope that made your guys' day like it made my day when I remembered that. I'm assuming it did, just because of how good of news that actually is. So I would hope that made your day. The picks are circling back to us. You know what we're trying to do here. We're not going to fall short on the wide receiver position in this draft. We are going to have a solid wide receiver room. There's 2 names that I really like here, but we'll see who falls to us. We know Jameson Williams is coming with us. Okay. I almost did it again. I was going to do Jameson Williams and Michael Gallup. They're both out in the beginning of the season. So I'm just going to do Jameson Williams. I'm just going to do Michael Gallup. Okay? Just like I said before. I'm just going to do Michael Gallup. Or do I do both? This team, if we can make it past the first 7 games, oh my God. We are going to fly in there. Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it. We're swinging for the fences today, boys. We're swinging for the fences, because if we make it through this first 7 games, 3-4, 4-3, Michael Thomas, Michael Gallup, and Jameson Williams all become active. Oh my God. And I think we can make it happen, because Rashad Bateman, Keenan Allen, and Traylon Burks can hold us through the first 6 weeks, I think, because Traylon Burks is going to be hyper producing because he is not going to have Robert Woods in the secondary for competition. So he could very well be our wide receiver 3, and then maybe like Kareem Hunt or Damian Harris puts up a respectable 15 points or something, and we use that for the flex. So it's very possible that we make it through the first few rounds, first few weeks of the season unscathed. Not unscathed, by the skin of our teeth. Let's say that. By the skin of our teeth. We're going to pull up the big board. We're going to keep an eye on how many picks we have left. Sometimes I get lost. I lose track, and then I'm like, oh, shit, I need, like a running back, wide receiver, and a tight end, and I only have 2 picks. So keep an eye on how many picks you have left as well. It sounds stupid, but it is definitely something that I need to remind myself sometimes. We're trying to go to 2 tight ends right here. 2 tight ends. 3rd tight end. We're going to need a quarterback here. Actually, I have a brain blast of a wide receiver I want to try to get. This guy. We would have to get him next round. And I'll explain why I want DJ Chark in a minute. It's probably pretty obvious, but Jameson Williams, when he's out for the beginning of the week, DJ Chark, we might be able to play his absence into. We may be able to play Jameson Williams' absence into DJ Chark's performance. So I like the idea of grabbing DJ Chark here. Grab 1 tight end. And then grab tight end quarterback. So 168. 168 is our next range. And yeah. Justin Fields is about to go. I was going to say we could try to do like Cole Kmet, Justin Fields, but that's not happening. If Justin Fields made it back to us, then shit, yeah, we're going to do Cole Kmet and Justin Fields, but that's not going to happen. 168 range. We could get a Jameis Winston fall with the Michael Thomas stack. So that would be nice if that happened. I'm not counting on it, though. And we really could grab someone like a Daniel Jones or some shit like that. I guess Ryan Tannehill's still down there. I don't know. I think I'm just going to let the room make these picks for me. I think it'll be glaringly obvious. I definitely like having a plan, but we basically know we need to grab tight ends here very soon. And we need to grab quarterbacks here pretty soon, and we're going to try to shoot for stacks. So that's the plan, but I think since we don't have like specific players that we're shooting for, we can kind of just like see how it shakes out and just take what's given to us. Robert Tonyan goes at the beginning of the 12th round, so that's a little unfortunate. That's that we were going to try to take him if he was available. So let's just see how it shakes out, though. You just really never know. And like I just said, we just want tight ends and quarterbacks. We're going to take the values that's given to us. Irv Smith goes. That was going to be another tight end we would have went for. These 2 teams, Jake Goots and Phantom, have 1 quarterback, but the other 2 already have 2. Cole Kmet goes. Bruh. Oh my god, you can't even see that. I'm an idiot. Cole Kmet goes, bro. I mean, this is the risk you run punting, but I can guarantee you right now it's going to work out. Anyone stressing out there, relax. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I promise. It'll be fine. Because Chick is not going to take a quarterback, which means we're going to get Justin Fields so many picks behind his ADP. We're at pick 144. He was 129. 15 picks behind his ADP, which we did not expect, obviously. So when we take him, we don't need a third quarterback. We're sitting on Justin Fields, Lamar, both Russian quarterbacks. And we can take... Albert L. See, like, that's what I'm talking about is, like, in my head, I was going to go Irv Smith and Robert Tonyan, or I was going to try to go Justin Fields and Cole Kmet if he made it to us. Which, I mean, I guess that would have been better because we went with Justin Fields anyways, but, you know, I didn't think he was going to make it to us, so we would have went, like, Cole Kmet and Irv Smith if Robert Tonyan got taken and whatever. Though all three of them go early in what round are we in? 12? All three of them go early in this round. So, and that's way ahead of their ADP. But because of that, they didn't pick quarterbacks. He had one quarterback. I guess these two already had two, but he had one quarterback. He didn't pick Justin Fields. He would have been a candidate for taking him. So he falls all the way to us, and we capitalize on that. So if you have too rigid of a plan, you don't allow yourself to capitalize on what the draft room is giving you. And that's also why you want to make sure you're putting yourself in a position where you're not playing catch up on any given position on your team, so that when those values do fall to you, you have the freedom to take them in a team structure standpoint. So, like I said, I had a feeling about this draft, and it is working out beautifully. Now, I will say, I do have a tendency to botch the end of the drafts, which may not seem like a big deal. It's a huge deal. If you look here, let me show you. We're in the 14th through 18th round. If you look at Underdog, Fantasy, oh my God, I don't know. Yahoo just auto updated to my browser, and I haven't changed it, but Underdog, Fantasy, winning teams from last year, and you look at the value that people got in the later rounds. Amon-Ra St. Brown, league winner. Rashad Penny, league winner. Mike Gesicki, large contribution. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, contribution. Gabe Davis, not Devin Singletary. Amon-Ra St. Brown. You see Amon-Ra St. Brown and Rashad Penny they are common league winners in this range. Dalton Schultz was a great contributor to your success. Chuba Hubbard, Kirk Cousins even. Amon-Ra again. Hunter Henry. I mean, that was a solid tight end scoop. You got some good weeks out of Alexander Madison. Amon-Ra. So you see what I'm saying? Dawson Knox, like, you can, like, the people you get in these last 5 rounds, they're actually going to be. Cordero Patterson he got in the 18th round. 18th? 18th. He got him in the 18th round. Cordero Patterson, he was the running back 8. And Rashad Penny was a league winner. He popped off at the end of the year. Rob Gronkowski. Like, this is what I'm saying is you can't just like, oh, you know, like I made my first few picks and I'm just going to put it on auto draft. No, everyone has the combinations in the first 10 rounds. The way you win the big tournament money when you're in these tournaments, not this one, of course, but when you're in the tournaments, and I guess the same applies even to these leagues, you're winning the league from your late round picks. They're the sleepers that people don't have. So you can't botch the end, which I have been doing. So we're going to stay locked in is what I'm saying. We're going to stay locked in. And I already know what I'm going to do here. If I can. If I can, I know what I'm going to do here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many picks do I have? I have 3 more after this. 3 more. Yep. I know what I'm going to do if I can. This guy, nope. I'm going to go David Njoku and Tyler Higbee. We're just going to, like, I like going 3 tight ends here because our first tight end wasn't picked till 145. But that being said, the 3 tight ends that I go with, I think are phenomenal. I could have subbed one out for Hayden Hurst maybe, but I like the picks I made. David Njoku just got a massive contract at the tight end position, so that's naturally gonna transfer into a large role in the offense. You don't pay someone hundreds of millions of dollars and don't give them opportunities. I have to Google Njoku contract. I thought it was more. Either way, though, $11 million. Yeah, okay. $54 million contract at the tight end position. That is massive. That's a massive contract. Who was like Noah Fant? Let's see what he got. Noah Fant. Yeah, $12 million for 4 years. And Noah Fant's good. Noah Fant's very good. I don't know. You get my point. Noah Fant's, I think, is a pretty comparable tight end, and we're talking $40 million difference. So, I mean, they're going to use him, is what I'm saying. So, I think Njoku's a great player. I think Tyler Higbee's on an amazing offense. He'll get his opportunities for touchdown weeks. Alberto is. I just read a report actually that there's a pretty serious injury to the backup tight end. And the way tight ends work, it's kind of like receivers where both will get touches or both are schemed to get touches. So now that he's down, a lot more of the volume at the tight end position is going to go through Alberto. So I'm really comfortable with this tight end room. And now with our last 3 picks, we can just hammer in probably 1 running back and then 2 receivers. So I had a feeling we were going to kill this draft, and oh my God, we did. We absolutely killed this draft. Absolutely killed it. Our wide receivers are probably the weakest room, and it's just because we have 3 wide receivers that are down the beginning of the season. Look, that's all of our players right there. Gallup, Thomas, either one. 26-year-old wide receiver will hopefully be ready to play when the season starts. I don't know about that. Okay, so he might even miss a week or 2. Michael Thomas. Thomas rehabs injury, but sustained a setback in November. He missed the entire. Thomas will return to the Saints. Don't play. So it looks like they're expecting to have him back at the beginning of the season too. So maybe we're not even as bad off as we thought. Like we might just our wide receiver core might be fine. Because what I was gonna say is when they all come back. I mean, I know Jameson Williams is missing some time, But when we have all of our receivers and we're full strength from the 6 that we have, we're chilling. We're chilling. You can make an argument that our tight end room's the weakest as well, I guess, but I don't know. We might just not have a weak spot, to be honest with you. We really just might not. And the nice thing about this build is that we had some values fall to us, but we also reached on our guys. So we constructed this team. We absolutely engineered this team. We put it together. It's not like we were just picking top of ADP every time. No, we made this team. And I think it goes together very well. I think it goes together very well. Now the running back position is just ugh. I mean, I'm not even super pressed to take any. This is an easy pick for me. OBJ. John Mechie. Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you. That'll round out our wide receiver room. Might give us some spike weeks. I don't know what's going to happen with Odell, to be honest. Like, is he going to play? Who knows? Is Odell going to play? Rams optimistic? Rams don't need Odell. Odell, Allen Robinson, and Cooper Kupp. That's basically bye-bye Van Jefferson. Wow. I don't know. It sounds like he's going to try to go back to the Rams. I did not expect that, to be honest. Let's see if we can't get a little more up. Oh, God. A little more up to date. Bengals speculation. Okay, so maybe not. Maybe Sean McVay just said, like, oh, yeah, we hope to have him back, and now everyone's just blowing it up. I don't know. I would be shocked if he doesn't play, though, is my point. So we've been drafting Odell Beckham Jr. a lot. John Mechie, I also like. I think he's probably going to be the wide receiver 2 behind Brandon Cooks. And I think Davis Mills really can distribute it to him if need be. So that's a really nice round out to our wide receiver room. Now, we're probably just going to throw a running back in there. I mean, we're going to have the last pick, so maybe we get like a Jerick McKinnon. I'd be cool with that. I think Jerick McKinnon is definitely better than what's his name? Actually, no. You know what we're going to try to do is get Dearness Johnson if he's available because we have Kareem Hunt. So if Nick Chubb or Kareem Hunt got injured, Dearness Johnson would have a role. And if he doesn't get injured, then we have him. We have Kareem Hunt already. So we'll probably just do that. I think that makes the most sense for this team. And this is what I'm saying, and this is why I think this team worked out as good as it did, is we built this team based on our needs. We didn't just take players based off of ADP. We didn't, we weren't just picking our favorite players. We went in there and we had a plan, we had a strategy, and we drafted a team that makes sense together. And I think that's the best way to construct the team. And this is something that, I'm learning. And this is why you should sign up for Underdog Fantasy. Deposit $10 to $100 on your first deposit gets matched 100%. You get free money. It matches you 100%. You get to get in here. You get to get experience before the season starts, so you can beat your friends, family, and coworkers. You get to have some fun. You can get into some of these drafts with me if you're watching stream and you queue up when I do. So there's a lot of benefits, and I really can tell you, you do learn a lot from doing these drafts, and it's stuff you can't read up on. You have to gain this knowledge through experience. Dearness Johnson goes. I mean, I had a feeling that was going to happen. If anyone's, did he go? Oh no, he didn't go yet. Jerick McKinnon went. Dearness Johnson gets scooped up pretty frequently, so I still wouldn't be surprised if he gets taken here. Not by these next 4 teams, but like Phantom could grab him. Phantom's probably our biggest threat because he's definitely going to grab a running back. So, I mean, we'll see who he grabs. Again, this pick isn't going to make or break our team just because, I mean, if it's a running back. If it was a wide receiver, like, yeah, maybe you could grab someone that would really produce for you. But now we're going running back, and I mean, James White could make sense too, to be honest with you. James White could make sense because we have Damian Harris. I know Ramondre Stevenson has kind of stepped into that role, but I also know that the Patriots. Sorry, I was yawning, trying to do it low key there. I know the Patriots love James White, so I mean he could step back into a role here. Phantom goes Sony Michel, so that was another alternative option if we needed him. I just believe in Dearness Johnson's skill level the most, and we have Kareem Hunt. So we're going to finish this draft off by going Dearness Johnson. And man, we killed that draft. We absolutely killed it. To go over our team one more time, we have 2 rushing quarterbacks. Love the floor. Love the ceiling with that. Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields. Lock it in. Move down to running back. First 2 picks, Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley. Love it. Backups, Kareem Hunt, Damian Harris. Solid. Dearness Johnson, insurance. Like, it just goes together so well. Keenan Allen, Rashad Bateman stacked with Lamar. Michael Thomas, Treylon Burks, Michael Gallup, Jamison Williams, OBJ, John Mechie. And then our tight ends, Albert O, David Njoku, Tyler Higbee. I mean, I might have to find a way to put donations on the screen for this lesson I just handed out to you guys. So we're gonna end it there. I'm really happy with that draft. We just keep getting better and better. Go on Underdog Fantasy, sign up. Use code FFX54 above my head. I don't even think I said that in my promotions. I'm promoting Underdog Fantasy and not even plugging myself. If you use FFX54, it helps me out. It doesn't take away from your match. So just throw it in there. Support the channel. We can get us some drafts. I hope you had fun hanging out. I hope you learned something. I definitely did. And I'm really happy with this team. So we're really hoping that the new puppy draft comes out here soon. But until then, we're going to keep grinding. We're going to keep streaming. So I really appreciate you guys for coming out, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.